have can play. And the best teams can play with 7 or 8. So she's ready for them to come in here and compete tonight. And they're going to have to face Florida, who's got a lot of size and a lot of depth.
Alexandra, thank you very much. And as we get set to get this matchup tipped off, our officials this evening are Karen Prieto, Katie Lukanich, and Crystal Apelanese. Florida State controls the opening tip. Noles have the basketball first, and wasting no time, Tania Latson lays it in and will go to the free throw line for an and one opportunity.
There you see that attack mentality that Tania Latson has shown in each of the first 3 games for Florida State. Not afraid to take it right in to the size of the Florida Gators.
16 of 18 from the free throw line leading up to tonight's matchup. 89% and growing for Tania Latson under Brooke Wyckoff, who at one point was the interim head coach for Florida State during the COVID campaign, picked up a win against Florida in that matchup. And that ball caroms off the hand of Faith Dute and out of play.
Look for these Gators to try to go inside and use their size to their advantage against the undersized Noles here tonight.
In fact, both head coaches here tonight, Kelly Ray Finley, also picked up a win over the in-state foe as the interim head coach, both now shedding the interim tag as the permanent head coach at these respective schools. It'll be a lot of fun to watch these teams battle tonight. Florida State turns the ball over, and Duke corrals the loose ball.
There, Bajetti trying to turn the corner and get into the paint against the Gator defense. Lots of hands in there, swatted that away. The first turnover of the night for the Noles.
There's Florida's starting 5. Alberti Rimdahl running the point for the Gators. And here's Jordan Merritt working from the wing. A mid-range jumper by Nina Rickards. One of her strong suits, too strong. Back the other way, KK Timpson tried to push the pace in transition, couldn't get it to go, missed the bottom of the backboard. Now back the other way, Rimdahl tried to keep it coast to coast, and a wrestle underneath the board goes in favor of the Seminoles, a foul against the Gators.
Good rebound there by Erin Howard, keeping Faith Duke on her back, forcing the second foul by these Florida Gators.
Florida team that is tenacious on defense, heavy pressure, will try to turn that ball over with regularity and get out and run in transition.
These Florida Gators forced 35 turnovers in their win over UNC Asheville, had 20 steals in that game. Look for some big-time defense from the Gators.
Florida State with a nice offensive rebound by Timpson. Erin Howard's 3-ball attempt off the front of the rim and out of play. Ball goes to Florida.
Checking in to the lineup, Tatiana Weish, seeing her first action of the night.
Tatiana and twin sister Talia Weish, the first twins in the Florida Gators women's basketball program. Merritt puts up a wing 3 and connects to knot it up 3 apiece.
Jordan Merritt has started out the season averaging 13 points a game. The Gators' first 2 wins.
Here's Jazz Massengill working downhill and getting the roll to put Florida State back out in front 5-3. The transfer from Kentucky is in the scorer's column.
Merritt had already picked up that one personal foul and kind of had to back off a little bit there as Jazz Massengill took it right at her.
Another mid-range stroke. This one too strong for Faith Dute. It'll be Florida State basketball. Noles leading 5-3 as we take a look at this sequence of scoring.
Nice 3 there on the ball reversal from Jordan Merritt. Then on the other end, Jazz Massengill takes it right at the Gators and finishes at the rim.
Faith Dute tried to strip Erin Howard of the basketball. Behind the back dribble by Howard kept it with the Noles. Now Timpson putting up the shot, and through contact will earn a trip to the free throw line.
A.K. Timpson, a member of the all-freshman ACC team last season, started each of the first 4 games now for the Florida State Seminoles as a sophomore.
Timpson, the sophomore from Edison, Georgia, 10 of 14 from the free throw line.
Timpson averaging about 10 points a game so far this season for the Noles, averaging nearly a double-double as she averages almost 9 rebounds a game as well.
And so as she splits the pair of free throws, the lead stands at 3 for Florida State. And there's a turnover by Tanaya Latson. Sarah Bigetti working the other way, putting up the shot off the glass, and down it goes.
All starts on the defensive end for Florida State. That was a big-time steal from the freshman Latson. Sarah Bigetti not afraid of the contact at the end to finish.
Both of these teams unafraid to get their hands in there, force some turnovers, and there's Florida State doing it once again.
Jazz Massengill that time on the trap, but there you see the quick hands of Tanaya Latson, tipping it right out to Sarah Bigetti to finish.
And for Florida State, the pace and space approach to the offense, it's wielded some attention, but really Florida State's identity year in, year out has been their defense. They've got a nope mentality. We're seeing them force some turnovers and getting some good looks on the offensive end.
Yeah, Brooke Wyckoff has carried over that defensive mentality. It's two Semrau built championship programs here at Florida State. Wyckoff knows that defense and rebounding are what are going to win you some championships.
Ball caroms out of play off the 3-ball attempt. And we'll take another look here.
Here's Tanaya Latson with the nice little crossover move to get to the rim.
Fresh 20 for Florida. Latson came in aggressively trying to steal the ball away, and an offensive foul called off the ball as Sarah Bigetti is knocked to the floor.
That's a big time foul from Sarah Bigetti to draw that charge because Leilani Correa was wide open on the right wing and knocked down a big 3. They'll wave that off as you see the contact there on the moving screen set by Weish.
Florida State beats the pressure and the lob over the top of KK Timpson.
Right idea that time from Jazz Massengill. KK Timpson can get up, but not quite that high. A little bit too much on that one on the back end. As Massengill thought they were going to get a layup after the press break. Maria Gordon checked in at that last whistle.
Florida swings it to the corner, and the Seminoles are able to deflect the shot attempt. And now here comes Omaria Gordon running the other way. Sarah Bigetti with a nice pass back out to Erin Howard looking for 3. Attempt is strong, and the tap out goes to the Gators. KK Dean's now running the floor. Nice ball reversal by Florida. Correa lines up the tray and is in and out. Offensive rebound, putback attempt, and now a third effort by the Gators. And a travel call will come in.
KK Dean just a little bit too quick. Didn't get the ball on the floor before she took those steps, but a number of big offensive rebounds there for the Gators, getting them extra possessions. Then a turnover by the Noles. Ball gets tipped out of bounds, but last touch by a player in white.
Got it into Correa. Now it's Nina Rickards over Omaria Gordon. Good defense by Gordon on Rickards, influencing that shot attempt. Now back the other way comes the player named OMG behind the back. I don't even know how she made that happen. OMG indeed.
There's a good reason that she's nicknamed OMG. They might be her initials, but she can make sensational plays like that. Let's take another look. First, the behind the back crossover, splits the defenders, gets fouled, and then just tosses it up. We'll go to the line for the and one opportunity. Omaria Gordon checking in and making her presence felt immediately for these Florida State Seminoles.
Behind the back, over the back to the basket. All in a day's work, apparently, for Omaria Gordon, who now, as you mentioned, Melissa, stands at the free throw line for the and one opportunity and cashes that in as well. Noles lead by 10 with 5:30 left in the opening quarter.
Gordon missed the first 2 games for Florida State as she recovered from an off-season injury. Got a few minutes in the Seminoles win over Georgia State. They're going to need a few more minutes from her, as we mentioned early, with Taylor O'Brien being out of this game with her own injury.
KK Timpson, stepping in, and Correa lost the handle out of bounds. Florida State with another turnover force. There's a kick out to Aaron Howard. Again, a little strong on the 3-ball attempt. Correa for 3. A strong start for the Seminoles.
Yeah, Florida not shooting the ball well at all right now. Just 1 of 10 from the floor to start the game for the Gators.
Sarah Bajetti once again working downhill, looking for the high shot off the glass. Too strong on it. Now Florida's got some room to run. In transition, Correa lays it in.
Florida State with a mistake there in the transition defense. Didn't send anybody back, and Correa took advantage.
Correa, a routine All-Big East honoree in her time at St. John's, has played against the Seminoles going back to her career in the Big East, put up some good numbers a few years ago against Florida State, and her couple of points trimmed the lead to 8. Big offensive rebound by Timpson. She puts up the shot along the baseline, and the lead is back to 10.
KK Timpson with the big offensive rebound there, tips it to herself, and able to finish with the jumper. Florida State with a little 2-3 zone here, trying to mix things up. Keep these Gators off balance.
Correa got right in the middle of the zone. That is textbook work if you want to break down the zone by Florida.
Yeah, the veteran Correa knew exactly what to do against the 2-3 zone. Found a little opening just below the ACC, knocked down the 8-footer.
Gordon tried to turn the corner, but I believe stepped out of play in doing so. But wow, the highlight reel play earlier for Omaria Gordon. Behind the back, over the back, you name it, she can do it for the Seminoles. Florida early, 15-7 with 3.5 left here in the first quarter. We'll take a quick look at some of the stats to this point tonight. Florida State with several more field goal makes as their soccer compatriots taking the action here between the Gators and the Noles. Florida State soccer a 1 seed, the overall 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. Big matchup against LSU on Friday.
I know a thing or two about championship mentality over in that crew. That is an outstanding job by Coach Penske and his staff. Wish them all the best as they continue their season.
Good look for Correa, and she is really starting to heat up. She has been the hot hand to this point for Florida offensively, the majority of their 9 points here in the opening frame.
Yeah, she has 6 of their 9 points on 3 of 5 shooting in just 4 minutes of action.
Bajetti around the screen with a kick now back out to Snoop Turnage. Aaron Howard. Several attempts at a 3-ball, this time locked it down.
Good patience on the offensive end by Florida State to reverse the ball around and get the open look for Howard.
KK Deans with a 3 of her own.
Look now, but the Gators are starting to get heated up from beyond the arc. I look like they're going to play a little bit of zone defense as well. 1-2-2 zone by the Florida Gators.
Ariana Valenzuela on the baseline. Shot wouldn't go, rolled out of play. We'll take a look at the 3 balls, both sides.
Yeah, teams are trading threes. It's Aaron Howard first for the Noles. And then that was KK Deans for the Gators to answer. Deans, again, the transfer from West Virginia, had 13 points in the Gators' win over UNC Asheville.
Quick hands by Snoop Turnage. Florida State knocks away another turnover by the Gators. Here's Latson, push and pace the other way. Too strong on the lay-in attempt.
Big rebound there by Faith Duke to go high to grab the defensive board.
Pull-up jumper in transition. No good by KK Deans. Now back come the Seminoles. Valenzuela for three. Nice pass down low to Correa. Couldn't get the roll, though.
Up and down action here. Both teams want to push the pace just a little bit.
Turnage, step back.
Freshman to freshman on that one. Turnage couldn't get it to fall. Big block from KK Timpson.
Florida State wanted an offensive foul. Timpson comes away with a block, though, and here comes Florida State. Nearly lost the handle, kicks it out to Bigetti. Back and forth we go. A very definitive uptick in tempo. Who's going to come get the ball? Correa gets back her own miss. Kyle puts it up through contact. That'll be a couple of free throws for Florida.
Both teams not afraid to shoot the long ball. Neither one having a whole lot of success here early on. The Noles 1 of 7 from beyond the three-point line. The Gators one better at 2 of 7. Nice offensive rebound that time, though, by Rashea Kyle, who gets herself to the free throw line after the contact from Valenzuela.
Rashea Kyle, a player that her teammates call Shay. We talked about in the open, averaging a double-double through the first couple of games the Gators have played to this point. 13 points, 10 rebounds a game. The junior center from Marion, Indiana. Couple of free throw makes for Kyle, and the lead is down to 4 with under a minute left in the first quarter.
Florida Gators with 6 offensive rebounds already here.
Latson trying to make something happen.
Gonna pick up the foul. Made the nice crossover move. They're gonna call that one on KK Deans. Just her first personal, but it will send Latson to the free throw line.
Florida State now in the bonus. A chance for Latson to extend the lead back to 6 for the Seminoles, who have led by as many as 10 here in the opening quarter.
Latson very smooth from the free throw line. Shoots at 89% so far on the season. Just doesn't play at all like a freshman. Has that confidence of an upperclassman that's been there, done that.
Shot clock is off for Florida. And the Gators move the ball around. Inside Deans, the up and under, no good. And a foul against the Gators. It'll be Florida State going back now to the free throw line.
Foul gonna go on Weish. That will be her 3rd personal foul, so she will quickly exit the game. Shea Kyle didn't get much of a break. Have to expect that Tatiana Weish may spend most of the second quarter on the bench with those 3 personal fouls.
Omaria Gordon good on the first. And despite the fact that Florida State has been held without a field goal in the last 2.5 minutes, the Noles are re-extending the lead to 7 and now to 8.
Maria Gordon, a member of that all-freshman team last season.
Deans nearly lost the handle, got it back and put up a quality shot right before the buzzer, and that is how quarter number 1 comes to a close. Florida State leads it 22-6.
Get back that much more. She averaged last season 14 points, 4.7 rebounds, 2.3 assists, and her game, she was so impactful. Now, we haven't seen her in tonight's game, but with the depth that Florida has on this roster, we might.
All right, Alexander, we certainly look forward to possibly seeing that. as we get back to the action here in quarter number 2. And speaking of Florida, KK Deans behind the screen shoots an opening 3, then gets back her own miss off the carom off the rim.
That is 7 offensive rebounds already for the Gators. They are crashing the glass and having some success doing it.
Rashea Kyle called for the foul underneath the basket, and so some of that size for Florida accumulating some early fouls, something to keep an eye on for the folks tuning in blue and orange.
Yeah, Jordan Merritt already on the bench with 2 personal fouls. We mentioned Weish picked up her 3rd personal foul. Now Kyle with 2 personal fouls. Kelly Ray Finley with not a lot more options in the post. Leaves Rashea Kyle out there.
KK Timpson wave off the bucket. That's an offensive foul against the sophomore.
KK Timpson put the ball on the floor, got past the first line of Gator defense. But that help side was there to step in and take the charge. Florida State with this lineup back to their traditional man-to-man defense.
Valenzuela secures the rebound, and here comes Latson back the other way. Massengill off the spin move, in and out. Open look for Deans. And Florida State brought the double team, and Timpson corrals the rebound.
All right, Gordon just lost her footing there. That's a good piece of officiating. I don't think there was much contact. I think she just got going a little too fast. May have tripped over a Gator shoe, but no foul there. Turnover, Florida State. Their 6th turnover of the game. Give the Gators a chance to cut into this Seminole lead.
14 combined turnovers by these teams here for the first quarter and a couple of minutes of the second. Here's Birdie Rendall. Collapsed the defense, kicked it out wide, and Correa could not connect. Now well up ahead, Latson trying to lay it in through contact, counted, and one.
Fantastic play by Tanaya Latson. Not sure how she still got that one up to the rim. A little bit of a circus shot. Let's take another look. She gets behind the Gator defense. Deans comes out of nowhere. Latson still able to finish. 9 points already for the freshman, Tanaya Latson.
If you missed it earlier, we already mentioned the reigning ACC Rookie and Player of the Week. Flooding the scores column early.
First player into double figures, Tanaya Latson with 10 points on 3 of 6 shooting.
Rimdahl got a good look. Ball got kicked around a bit, and here comes Bajetti out with it. Nice pass. Massengill for 3.
Jazz Massengill, don't underestimate her ability to score the basketball. She's most known for her ability to dish it, but she can score it as well.
Latson lays it in off the steal. Timeout, Florida.
Jazz Massengill, Tanaya Latson showing some excitement and getting this Seminole crowd on their feet as the Noles lead here early.
That's the lead to 14.
Florida State has started this quarter with an 8-0 run. It's the nice 3 from Massengill, and then the steal and the finish from the freshman phenom, Tanaya Latson.
4 of 7 from the floor, 12 points, a couple of steals. Florida State has forced 9 Florida turnovers. They have scored 10 on the fast break.
State with some 2-3 zone defense here coming out of the timeout. Florida content to work the ball around.
Merritt lost the handle. There is another Florida turnover.
9th of the game for the Gators.
Timpson tried to set the screen for Latson. She'll put up the mid-range. And back the other way comes Correa. Rickards up ahead. And she'll earn a trip to the free throw line.
Fans don't like that one here. I think that was the right call. Looked like Massengill got just a little bit of contact there. Whistle might have been just a little bit late, but definitely some contact here as Massengill bumped Nina Rickards, the senior from Queens.
Played in 32 games a season ago, did Rickards. Started in 30 of them. She led Florida in scoring a couple of times, led them in rebounding on 7 occasions as well.
Rickards, the only player tonight to have started last year's matchup between these two teams. Otherwise, lots of fresh faces on both sides of this rivalry match.
Latson on the run, gets it to go.
Unstoppable. I mean, that's really the only word I can come up with. Like, teams have had trouble trying to find a way to stay in front of Tania Latson. KK Timpson, I believe, took the charge. A number of bodies all on the ground, but I believe they're going to whistle Faith Dute for the offensive foul as Timpson was standing her ground. Dute ran her over. Let's take another quick look off the ball. Oh yeah, forearm right there into the chest. Sarah Bajetti wanted in on the action as well. That foul on Faith Dute, just her first. But again, foul trouble for the Gators in the post as Weish with 3, KK Deans with 2, Shea Kyle with 2, Jordan Merritt with 2. Kelly Ray Finley having to go just a little bit deeper into her bench here early.
Florida State swings it to Howard. It is all going the Seminoles' way here in quarter number 2.
Second 3 from Erin Howard tonight.
Florida State got a hand on that one. Correa was able to keep it and score up and under Timpson.
A nice shot fake there by Correa to get Timpson off of her feet.
Howard looking for 3 more.
Howard not bashful about looking for her shot. She has the opportunity.
Over the top look for Merritt.
Good look for the Florida Gators there on the weak side of that zone. They found Merritt over the top on the backside of Seminole defense.
Merritt, a player who traditionally has played the 4 for the Gators, been playing more at the 3 for them this season as Florida State catches in another mid-range jumper.
I want a little flat coming off the hand of Jazz Massengill, but again, the opening in the middle of that 2-3 zone. A veteran player like Massengill knows exactly where to find it.
Florida State has done a really strong job on the boards against a much bigger and taller Florida team. Gordon working downhill, took the extra step and traveled.
Gordon trying to get to the rim, kind of put her head down, but took the extra step as she was trying to get through the contact of the Florida Gators. Good piece of leadership there. Jazz Massengill pulls her sophomore teammate aside, says, hey, it's all right, let's go. Massengill really has been called on to be that leader for Florida State on the floor.
Foul against Mariana Valenzuela down low. That'll be the 3rd against Florida State here in this second quarter.
That is 2 on Mariana Valenzuela, the sophomore from Mexico.
Correa came to the jump stop, now back out to Deans. Split 2 defenders. Valenzuela tried to corral the rebound, now tips it back out to Omaria Gordon. Massengill from the wing. Got it!
Jazz Massengill finding her stroke tonight here for Florida State. She knew that the Noles would need some scoring with her teammate Taylor O'Brien not able to play tonight. Massengill answering that call.
And Correa answering it as well. Banks it in and will earn a trip to the free throw line to trim the lead to 15.
Nice pass from Amaria Gordon, finding Massengill, trailing the play for the three. Massengill fired up. Leilani Correa equally as fired up as she came down with the big bank shot through contact and the foul on Latson.
Good closeout by Aaron Howard off the missed free throw. Now here comes Massengill back the other way. Latson.
Nifty move with a left hand on the right side, trying to finish over those long arms of Faith Doot.
Dean's got the screen, but the lay-in attempt was way too strong, and Bichetti got tripped up by Rickards.
KK Dean's looking for that foul. She kind of put her shoulder into the midsection of Timpson. These officials, no stranger to Power 5 basketball, this ACC crew, letting both teams play through a little bit of contact on both ends. I don't think either coach will complain about that. Coaches would much prefer to see them play through a little bit of contact, especially in a rivalry matchup like this.
Three and a half minutes left in the opening half, and it has been a good one so far for Florida State. Massengill with a nice pass down low. Timpson.
Wow, nifty pass from Jazz Massengill, splitting the defense, finding KK Timpson, who then reverses and finishes on the other side. I want to take another look at that one.
You ask for it, you'll get it.
Jazz Massengill with the spin dribble and then the nice bounce pass, and then Timpson finishes with the left hand on the left side. Would love to see that from the sophomore post.
And then Florida responded with a lob that led them out of play, so another Gator turnover. And now it's Latson working back the other way. Mid-range jumper too strong, and the rebound goes to Rickards. Look at the Gators run in transition. Deans will earn a trip to the free throw line.
Deans took it right at the Seminoles that time. Let's see if they call that on Howard or on Massengill. Both players right there. Looks like it's going to go on Aaron Howard for her first personal. It is the fourth team foul on Florida State. Both teams will be in the bonus on the next foul.
You mentioned earlier that KK Deans transferred into the Florida program from West Virginia, was a two-time Big 12 honorable mention player the last couple of years with the Mountaineers. In fact, led them in scoring last season, averaging north of 14 points per game until she suffered a season-ending knee injury. A couple of good-looking free throws there by Deans. That'll trim the lead a little bit for Florida. We'll see if they turn up the pressure here defensively, as they are wont to do, despite the fact that they have run into some foul trouble.
Gators have turned up their defensive intensity here, really pressuring the basketball. Noles have not been able to even get an open look.
Massengill with 7 left, tried to lay it in. Big offensive rebound by Timpson, but the putback attempt was short.
KK Timpson working hard on the glass. In there, has 8 rebounds already for Florida State. Just 5 points to show for him, though.
Correa lost the handle out of bounds. Last touch by a Seminole. It remains with the Gators. Correa, mid-range, money.
Gotta come out and guard her. Leilani Correa having a great night so far. 12 points. Noles gonna need to get out and contest that.
Howard looking for another 3. That one was short.
Maybe a little bit rushed by Aaron Howard. Trying to make something good happen for the Noles.
Nice extra pass to Merritt.
Look now, but that's a little 6-0 run for the Florida Gators. And Brooke Wyckoff gonna call a timeout.
And so Florida withstood a huge Florida State run early in this quarter to really stretch things out and nearly doubled up the Gators. Florida now making their way back into it, trailing at the moment only by 12.
Nice crossover move that time by KK Deans, and then she finds her teammate Jordan Merritt for the lay-in on the opposite side.
That 6-0 run you referenced over the last minute and 7 seconds. Meanwhile, Florida State, 0 of their last 4 from the floor.
Yeah, and again, I think a lot of that is because of this Gator defense. We talked about it throughout this first half. Gators really seem like they have stepped things up defensively, put a lot of ball pressure, forcing the Noles into a couple of difficult shots on their last few possessions.
And Alexandra mentioned the depth for Florida. They have run into a little bit of foul trouble, but one of the things Kelly Rae Finley told us before the matchup is that one of their benefits is their depth. They can rotate players in, and they can keep that pressure up for the duration of games. We're seeing it here. Latson lost her footing and tried to dish it to Timpson, but threw it out of play.
Latson had slowed down just a half of pace. She would have been able to make that play. She was going so fast that she did, in fact, lose her footing, but she did have KK Timpson there for the bounce pass. She saw it the whole way.
Jetty got a hand in there. Here's Correa lining up a 3 and catching it in.
Big-time plays from Leilani Correa. 15 points now to lead all scorers.
No-look pass, Valenzuela for 3.
Nice pass from Latson to find Valenzuela there in the corner, right in front of this Florida Gator bench.
Deans behind the screen, responds with a 3 of her own.
Both teams heating up here late in the second quarter.
Lead once again back to single digits. Ball caroms out of play. Last touch by a Gator. It'll be Massengill to send it in.
I'd say both of these teams will get one possession, but at the pace we're playing, they both might each get 2 possessions with 48 seconds left on the clock. See if the Noles will run a little bit of clock here. Faith Dute with the hand check. It's an easy call for these officials. It's been a point of emphasis over the last few years. It's a second foul on Faith Dute.
And that is the 5th on Florida in the quarter. That'll send Omaria Gordon to the free throw line to shoot the bonus. A couple of free throws for Gordon. Sarah Bigetti will check in.
Freshman Latson gonna get a breather here. Noles have gotten to the free throw line 10 times, have knocked down 8 of those. A big reason why they have this 9-point lead.
Florida on their own end has made 6 of 7, so both of these teams doing a strong job when they have earned trips to the free throw line. Ball got knocked away. Gordon tries to keep it with the Noles, and now trying to tie it up is Bigetti.
That will go toward Florida State. Maria Gordon gets a hand on the ball and then dives on the floor. KK Deans knowing the value of each possession as well. You can tell this is a rivalry game. This one means a little bit more to both of these squads. And it will go to Florida State. You can hold it for one possession if they so choose.
Lead is back to double digits for the Seminoles.
Maria Gordon content to just hold the ball at the direction of her head coach, Brooke Wyckoff.
15 left in the half.
Here's Florida State. You want to shoot this with about 5 to 4 seconds left.
Valenzuela off the shot fake, puts it up and cashes it in. The heave at the buzzer, no good, and the lead is 12.
If you're Florida State, I'm not sure you could have asked for a better end to that quarter right there at the end with a big shot from Valenzuela and then the contest on the shot from the Gators. Gators ball to start this quarter. It does look like they bring out their starting lineup from the beginning. Rimdahl, Rickards, Merritt, Jute, and the star for the Gators, Leilani Correa.
Jordan Merritt sends it in, and we are back underway here in Tallahassee. Sean Davison, Melissa Bruner, Alexandra DeCapua on the call for you here at the Donald L. Tucker Center. 3-0 Florida State taking on 2-0 Florida, and there's another turnover by the Florida State defense. Here comes Sarah Bajetti, working back the other way with a kick out to Massengill.
Massengill thought about it. I think she wanted to pull that trigger, but then had a hand from Correa right there. Bajetti not afraid to pull the trigger, though.
Three ball attempt, no good by Bajetti, and now back the other way comes Rickards. Rickards working downhill, got the roll, and Florida strikes first in the second half.
Rickards high off the glass to get the Gators back to within 10.
Pick and roll down low, Timpson lays it in.
Nice pass from Tanaya Latson, the freshman, showing that not only can she score it, she can distribute it as well.
Rickards got back her own miss, and Latson corrals that putback attempt.
Aaron Howard thought about shooting the three and then just turned the ball over. Nina Rickards there with the left hand over the outstretched arms of Timpson. And then that's Latson to Timpson on the offensive end for the Noles.
Correa somehow got that shot to fall, but she's injured in the process.
Correa slow to get up, and that is a bad sign for Florida Gators fans. She has been the difference maker for the Gators.
Latson launches a three. Valenzuela on the putback attempt, puts it up and gets it to go, but Correa is still hobbling.
Correa gonna try to gut it out, but you can tell she is not 100%.
And so with the timeout on the floor, we'll take it with the Gators and the Noles and be back to the Tuck in a moment. Welcome back to Tallahassee on the ACC Network Extra. Jordan Merritt sends it into KK Deans, who corrals it before it caroms out of play. Nina Rickards looking for some space. Gets it back out to Jordan Merritt. Deans trying to turn the corner, got bumped.
Her whistle, Omaria Gordon for too much contact. Nice dribble penetration there to get around. Quick-footed Omaria Gordon.
Rickards back out to Dute. And that is good for Faith Dute, the senior from Vancouver, British Columbia.
It is a long two for Faith Dute. Her first two of the game.
Gordon with the right hand will earn a trip to the free throw line to shoot a couple.
Good ball screen action there by the two sophomores for Florida State, Timpson and Gordon. Gordon will go back to the free throw line where she is 4 of 5 on the afternoon.
Point lead for Florida State. It was 12 at the half. Florida was able to get off to a quick start here in quarter number 3. Gordon had her pocket picked. And Amaria Gordon all alone will lay it in transition.
Good strong finish there from KK Deans. Senior from Greensboro, North Carolina.
Nice pass down low to Latson, and the roll goes as well.
Latson has already got the home court bounce here at the Tucker Center. Used all of the rim on that one, and Deans wants some action too. Back and forth we go here at the Tucker Center.
Lauren looking for the steal off the inbounds play. Florida State maintains possession. Massengill bringing it across. What a game this has been. Massengill, mid-range, no. Deans up ahead. Rickards lays it in transition, and the Gators are on a run.
Florida, 5 of their last 5 from the floor. Talk about a hot start to the third quarter for the Gators.
Leilani Correa set to check back in at the next opportunity. That ball off of Timpson's foot. She gets it back.
She goes right by Jordan Merritt. Merritt, those 2 personal fouls, didn't want to pick up a third. That's a
Deans
travel.
out of control. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, KK Deans just got a little too deep that time. Needed to pull up 1 dribble sooner. There are the quick hands from Amaria Gordon coming up with the big-time steal and the easy layup. And they are trying to make a nice thread-the-needle pass inside to Tanaya Latson, who uses every bit of the rim before she gets it to fall. Florida going to apply some full-court pressure here.
Valenzuela sets the screen for Latson. Caught the underside of the backboard, and now here's Correa looking to run.
Good to see Correa back in the lineup for the Gators. And now 19 points for Leilani Correa.
Player Kelly Ray Finley describes as a quiet and steady force. Tanaya Latson has been anything but quiet to start her career.
She has
steady, certainly, though.
Yeah, she certainly has been steady, but definitely nothing quiet about Tanaya Latson's game. She comes up with the rebound there and going to take it the length of the floor here.
Offensive foul called against Tanaya Latson, much to the chagrin of Brooke Wyckoff and Florida State. As it stands, 10-point lead for the Noles. A good third quarter, though, for 5 of their last 7 shots. Florida making 6 of their last 7 shots. We'll take a look at the ACC preseason poll and see where Florida State checked in. They did check in at 9th in the ACC preseason poll. So a chance for the Seminoles to record a statement win against a Florida team that has really made some waves in the SEC and has earned some respect in the Southeastern Conference.
Yeah. Florida Gator team made their first NCAA appearance last year since 2016. Kelly Ray Finley had them firing on all cylinders. And that brought in some new faces, but one new face that has come in to help is Rashea Kyle.
That was a tremendous pass by, as you mentioned, the new faces. That was Leilani Correa to find Kyle down low. Florida now 7 of their last 8. Massengill just created some space, but couldn't get the shot to go.
Nice step-through move, but then just a little too strong at the rim. A block shot there by Timpson.
Pagetti called for the travel. Correa came in and bottled her up.
They are looking to go inside are the Florida Gators, and Rashea Kyle using the size to her advantage in the post. And good defense by Leilani Correa on the last play to force the turnover by Sarah Pagetti.
Lead is down to 8 for the Noles.
2-3 zone again here by Florida State.
Deans for three. Got them all!
KK Deans, 18 points, 4 of 7 from beyond the three-point line for the Gators.
Deans has been the spark plug really here in the third quarter for the Gators. Snoop Turnage checking in for Florida State, looking for a mid-range jumper, too strong, and the ball comes back out with Deans. Deans, why not? Got it again!
If you're Florida State, you got to get a hand up on that. KK Deans making the Seminoles pay for sagging off just a little bit.
Jenny backing down low will be called for the offensive foul. Deans on both ends of the floor making plays now for the Gators.
That's a big three there for KK Deans, and then she's the one that steps in and takes the charge on the defensive end. Gators have cut it to within 2 after trailing by 12.
An 8-0 run over the last minute and 31 seconds for Florida. It is now a one-possession game as KK Deans brings it across once again. Toot working down low. Had it blocked by Timpson, out of play. It remains with Florida.
A big defensive play by KK Timpson. Look at that block again. Duke trying to get to the rim. Timpson gets beat, but blocks it from behind.
Toot once again tangles with Timpson, but got it to go. And we are tied at 61. Omaria Gordon with the dish to Timpson, working on Toot. She gets it to go as well. Toot and Timpson going back and forth right at each other down low.
I love this action on the inside from Timpson and Toot. Get an offensive foul there. OMG driving the baseline, the no look to her sophomore teammate, KK Timpson inside.
You think these two teams want it? The pressure, the intensity, you can see it all over their faces as they just trade blows here in the third quarter.
Speaking of blows, that's a big blow on the last play. That was an offensive foul on Faith Doot, and that's her 4th personal foul. She'll have to go to the Gator bench.
Latson through contact, are you kidding?
Unbelievable play from the freshman. Tanaya Latson with the contact and the finish. Right at KK Deans. I'm not sure what else to say about the freshman, Tanaya Latson. 20 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 8 of 16 from the floor, and a perfect 5 of 5 from the free throw line. The Noles answer with a 5-0 run of their own.
I believe it's the time where you laugh, you shrug your shoulders, and you get back to just enjoying this basketball game. Here's Merritt looking for a long-range jumper. No good. Timpson with the big board. Nice pass, Gordon.
It's a good look for Omaria Gordon. It's a hard foul as KK Deans takes it right at KK Timpson. Deans got the worst of it, but Timpson got the foul called.
10 points for KK Deans at the half. 11 points for Deans in this quarter for Florida. Looking to add on to it with a minute and a half still to go.
Has come out to play here in the second half. It's been all KK Deans for the Gators. 26 points already scored by Florida in this quarter.
A player Kelly Ray Finley describes as a high-volume scorer, I guess, with the fierce mentality that her team feeds on. They've done just that to work their way back into it here in quarter number 3. Minute and a half left before the 4th and final. Gordon fouled on the way up.
Let's See who that goes on. If that is on Rashea Kyle, that could be problematic for the Gators. It will instead go on Correa, who makes the contact on the arm. Just the first foul on Leilani Correa. It will send Amaria Gordon back to the line. Florida State had started off 8 of 9 from the line. Now just 2 of 4 here in this half from the free throw line. Splits the pair.
You said it, splits the pair, lead back to 4.
Gordon does have 10 points, however, for the Noles. 6 of those coming from the free throw line.
Correa off the screen, got the corner, couldn't get the roll. Put back attempt by Kyle, no. And Howard comes down with the rebound. Latson with the kick to Gordon, looking for 3 over everything.
Nobody there on the weak side for Florida State. Kyle grabs that offensive board. Excuse me, the defensive board for the Gators. Good hands by Aaron Howard there. Swat the ball away.
Mid-range jumper on the other end is good. And once again, Florida State is absorbing body blows by the Gators and striking back with a flurry of points toward the end of the quarter. Lead is back to 6. 3-4 second differential now between shot and game clock for Florida.
Dean's going to work as much clock as she can here.
Now working downhill, had that shot blocked. Kyle had her pocket picked, and now back the other way comes Latson. Latson at the horn, short. And so through 3, Florida State leads at 69-63. It has been an incredibly
squad. KK Deans, the difference maker in that quarter. 13 points, if I'm not mistaken, of their 27 came at the hands of KK Deans.
Florida State went on a run early in quarter number 2 and really stretched things out, and Florida has shown such tremendous fight on the way back. And with more on what their head coach had to say coming out of the locker room before that huge run, here's Alexandra DeCapua.
Sean, as you said, I spoke with Coach Kelly Finley, and I asked her what she told her team coming out of the locker room. She said to stop beating ourselves, to come out and beat us. Now, she said that there are some growing pains. 7 newcomers on this team. They don't have a ton of gel, but she's hoping that someone was going to come into this quarter and emerge as the leader, and KK Deans did just that.
She certainly did, Alexandra, and Tanaya Latson has come out firing here in quarter number 4, putting up a shot through contact, got it to go, and then converting the end one opportunity. And just like that, Florida State is back up by 9.
That was a big play to start the quarter from Tanaya Latson. She was able to get some dribble penetration, get into the paint, and then finish again through the contact. How many times have we said that about Latson here tonight?
Got a hand on that ball, deflected it out of play. It does remain with Florida, 20 left on the clock for the Gators.
Ooh, that was a good look from Jordan Merritt. She was trying to get the ball to her post teammate, Rashea Kyle. Just a little bit too much on that. I don't think Kyle was quite ready for it and wasn't expecting it. It'll be a turnover for the Gators.
That's a tremendous cut to the ball by Merritt off the inbounds. Goes by the wayside, though. Massengill with the bounce pass out wide, and Howard can't track it down. So Florida and Florida State trading turnovers here in the first minute of quarter number 4.
Both teams got a little bit impatient there. Jazz Massengill got the ball into the paint and then just didn't have anywhere to go. I think if she'd waited just a second longer, she would have had a teammate come open. Instead, she throws it away.
Rashea Kyle from the mid-range, just beyond the free throw line. Now back out with Florida State and Sarah Bajetti. Latson.
Latson got into the paint that time, but too strong on the glass. Rickards quickly down the floor.
Third effort for Rashea Kyle. This time will earn a trip to the free throw line.
Those offensive rebounds still helping the Florida Gators. Kyle in there battling hard on the offensive glass. 13 offensive rebounds by the Gators. Really helped keep them in this game. Getting them extra possessions.
Florida with a 38-30 edge in the rebound count against Florida State. Rashea Kyle missing the first of her free throws, comes into tonight 4 of 6, shooting 67%. We mentioned at the top of the show a player who's averaging a double-double this season, had one against Florida State last year when she was with Purdue, 13 points, 10 boards against Florida State in St. Petersburg. She splits the pair. Lead is down to 8 for the moment. Bajetti working downhill. Foul on the floor.
And just to go back to Kyle, she's been saddled with some foul trouble. Didn't get to play a whole lot and develop much of a rhythm. See if the Gators can try to get her a little more involved. She's got 5 points, 5 rebounds here tonight.
4 of the 5 on the offensive end for Rashea Kyle. And it looks like Faith Dute will check in place of Kyle.
Dute with those 4 personal fouls. Kelly Ray Finley gonna roll the dice a little early here. Wants to make sure that she gives Dute an opportunity before this gets out of hand.
Got her hands on that one and knocked it to KK Deans.
KK Deans with the elbow out to protect the basketball, but it connected with Amaria Gordon. Gator fans, coaches don't like it. Take another look. It's one that probably could have gone either way, but it did look like Deans had put her elbow out and it connected with the face of Amaria Gordon.
Valenzuela tried to set the screen for Massengill, then started rolling, and now off the pick and roll does lay it in. Aaron Howard with the nice find down low. A steal by Bajetti, and Florida State's got another opportunity.
That was a really nice high-low look from Howard, to Valenzuela.
Valenzuela got past the Florida Gators and tried to get back her own miss, but stepped out of play.
Oh, that would have been a huge bucket for the Noles. Valenzuela could have stopped that. Good hustle play by Aaron Howard, and then recognizing that Dute had come up high to try to grab the loose ball and found Valenzuela underneath.
Bajetti will be calling for the foul on the floor against the Gators.
Away from the ball, Sarah Bajetti blocking the cut of KK Deans, trying to get a little bit too physical with her. Officials trying to keep law and order out there on the floor. It starts to get just a little bit chippy as we get late in the fourth quarter in this rivalry matchup. Wyckoff gonna bring Bajetti out to settle her down a little bit. Latson got all of about 30 seconds of a break.
Ten to shoot. Merritt does so. And Howard is able to box out well.
A really nice box out there by Aaron Howard. Gives up a couple inches to Faith Dute.
Dish to Valenzuela. That is through contact, and I believe that could be on Faith Dute. If it is, that is her 5th and final.
Sure looked like that might have gone on Faith Dute.
They actually called it on Merritt. That'll be the 3rd for Merritt. And so Merritt has 3. The offensive foul by KK Deans with the push-off a few minutes ago was her 4th. Dute has 4, so several Gators each have several.
Valenzuela going to step to the free throw line with confidence for the Noles. Ten points already for Mariana Valenzuela off the bench for Florida State. One of her best performances this season for the Noles. Averages just 5 points a game coming into this contest.
Merritt short, got back her own miss. Correa looking for a spark. And Latson corrals the rebound. Valenzuela lining up a tray and got it.
Ariana Valenzuela stepping up big time for the Noles here. 13 points for the sophomore.
Point lead for Florida State, but an injured Gator. And you hate to see that after a really fun basketball game. KK Deans is down, still has yet to get up, now is doing so. She has been tremendous for Florida here tonight.
She has been fantastic and really a huge player for the Gators here, especially in this second half. She leads them with 23.6 rebounds, 5 assists. She's going to limp back over to the bench. She says she's okay. Let's hope she is. I want to see her finish the game for
I think
Florida.
Florida State would love to see Mariana Valenzuela finish off the game. She has been the hot hand over this last 6-0 run over the last 134, and with more on her, here's Alexandra DeCapua.
Valenzuela having a great game, and I spoke with Coach Ferrara before, and he said without Valencia Myers, they were going to have some trouble, but he was confident in Mariana Valenzuela's ability to fill that role. He said she had a great game against Kent State, scoring 8 points off the bench, and she's come off the bench tonight, scoring 13.
Yeah, you said it, Alexandra. A great game here tonight. We'll take a look at some of her highlights.
Yeah, take a look at that kind of pick and pop action there off the ball screen. Valenzuela sets her feet on that three-point line, uses all of the rim, but knocks it down for 3.
And there is Bill Ferrara, the associate head coach here, the new guy on the staff for Florida State. And he looks on as the lead swells to 15, now make it 16 at the moment for the Seminoles. What a response by Florida State as Bernie Rimdahl tries to get something going for Florida. Here she goes. One of several Gators who comes from an international background, who has international experience on the roster. She's been their starting point guard and tried to call her own number there. It caroms out of play, ball goes to Florida State.
We haven't called her name a lot here tonight, Sean, but Bernie Rimdahl, the all-freshman team in the SEC last year, Coach Kelly Ray Finley said she was expecting big things from the sophomore from Denmark.
Nice action there and a good find down low to KK Timpson.
That's the veteran Jazz Masengill knowing exactly what that read is, and the minute she saw the post player hedge out on the screen, she was looking for KK Timpson on the roll.
Rickards. Looked like maybe shuffled there on the dribble drive. On the other end, KK Timpson off the pick and roll, executing to perfection. Alexandra, you've got more?
KK Timpson has been great this season. She's had such growth. Coach Brooke talked about it before the match this week. She said that KK doesn't even really know how much she can contribute, but she's so proud of the way that she's been growing. Now, you see tonight, she's come out as a leader for Florida State. She's got 13 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 blocks for the Seminoles.
She certainly has been fantastic. Tania Latson has been as well. That could have been an and one opportunity. She'll still go to the line to shoot a couple. Timpson, for her own accord, 1 rebound shy of a double-double against your in-state foe from the SEC. That never hurt. Well, that never hurt anybody in Garnet and Gold, did it?
Certainly not. Tania Latson, you're almost surprised when she doesn't finish the shot there. She has been so good with the and one opportunities here tonight for Florida State. She leads all scorers with 24 points.
24 points to go along with 5 rebounds and 4 assists. Misses the front end of these couple of free throws. And again, came into tonight averaging 27, is right about at that point, still with 5 minutes left in regulation. The lead up to 19 for Florida State. How about this response by the Seminoles? Has Bajetti got a hand in there to knock that ball away from Deans? Nice job by Deans getting it back up to Correa. Mid-range, short. Valenzuela with the board.
Correa just has not been able to get going here in the second half for Florida.
And
they're going to whistle a technical foul, I believe, on the Florida State bench. Official Karen Prieto didn't like something, pointed right at the bench, blew her whistle. And I believe that that's what's going to be called.
And so before the technical free throws by the Gators, we'll take a quick media timeout with 4:34 left in Tallahassee. An Latson jersey on. I think there's going to be quite a few of those you see here at the Donald Tucker Center over the next few years.
Not sure if those are on sale yet at the Garnet and Gold bookstore here in Tallahassee, but if they're not, they will be soon, and they might sell out quickly as soon as the Seminole fans here realize what a player they have in Tanaya Latson.
Technical aside, how about this fourth quarter for Florida State? Only one Florida point, held without a field goal here in the fourth quarter. The only point to this point was a free throw by Rashea Kyle. She split the pair after getting fouled, and still Florida has really been struggling to get anything going offensively. It's been a scoring drought of over 4 minutes.
An 11-0 run for Florida State, and then Leilani Correa, best free throw shooter on this team, misses both. That's just kind of the way this fourth quarter has started for the Gators. As you mentioned, 14-1, a run that the Noles have started this quarter on. Again, a lot of that has been created from the defensive intensity. Sarah Bajetti gets hit hard with the screen. They're going to call Tatiana Weish on the foul.
They actually called that on KK Deans. And if that is, in fact, on KK Deans, she has fouled out.
Oh, wow. That is her fifth. You are correct. That is the way it went. I thought that the foul was called on who Bajetti ran into, but they're going to say that was KK Deans, and that is a huge loss for the Gators. Let's take another look. Wow. There was a little bit of an arm there on that second angle. You could see that there was kind of an arm bar that looked like maybe there was a shove off a little bit, but I certainly saw that as what I thought was going to be on Tatiana Weish.
So instead of it being the fourth on Weish, it is the fifth and final for KK Deans, and Florida will be without its hot hand here in the second half for the remainder of the game, I should say.
State content to work the ball around, very patient on the offensive end. Then Chaz Massagill doesn't look like she thought she shuffled those pivot feet. The officials got that one right.
Here's Nina Rickards looking for some space. Ball got knocked out of play, I believe, by Omaria Gordon. It remains with Florida. 22 left on the clock.
I think it was actually those quick hands of Tanaya Latson that got a hand in on that one to swat away on the deflection.
Sub here for the Gators. It looks like Rashea Kyle checking in to relieve Tatiana Weish.
See if the Gators can maybe get Kyle a touch inside. Love to see them try to use her size inside.
Well, you mentioned it. There's that touch inside and one opportunity for Rashea Kyle.
Really, Kelly Ray Finley and the rest of the Gator squad had that same idea. It's exactly why they put Rashea Kyle in the game. Nice pass over the top from Correa. Kyle able to finish through two Seminole defenders.
Rashea Kyle has been responsible for the entirety of Florida's scoring output here in the fourth quarter.
That last foul is going to get whistled on KK Timpson. That's now 4 personal fouls on Timpson. I mentioned earlier, not a lot of depth in the post for Florida State. Brooke Wyckoff going to take her out of the game, though, and save her just in case she's needed.
So that is 4 fourth quarter points for Rashea Kyle.
Kyle put in just for the offense, it appears. Now defense, the name of the game for the Gators. So they make the sub.
Look at Latson just sprinting down the floor, splitting defenders left and right. And Latson continues just this torrid start to the season, the leading scorer now in the NCAA.
I'm not sure if the FSU track team needs a sprinter, but Bob Brayman might want to get a stopwatch on Tania Latson.
Nice move there by Merritt off the spin. She lays it in for a Florida field goal, their second here of the quarter. Latson again. Wide open down the lane.
Again, unstoppable. Tania Latson, 29 points.
Big time collision under the bucket here. Multiple players hitting the deck. Foul will be on Mariana Valenzuela.
Birdie Rimdahl going to go to the free throw line, as I believe she was the one that was attacking the rim for the Florida Gators through the contact from Valenzuela.
Birdie Rimdahl, the first Gator to hail from Denmark, has played in over 50 international games for Denmark since the time she was 15 years old.
Quiet game tonight for Rimdahl.
She is a player that can make buckets in a hurry. Had a stretch last season against Alabama and Kentucky. Made 5 threes against each. Was 10 of 11 from the perimeter. Just a torrid stretch by Rimdahl, who can, again, score points in bunches.
She's a facilitator as well. So far in this season, she was averaging 5 assists per game. So not afraid to distribute the basketball and find an open teammate is Rimdahl.
Here's Massengill driving all the way to the hole. Laid it in, no problem. Lead back up, just 18 for Florida State.
And there you see Rimdahl putting the ball on the floor, trying to get into the paint.
Valenzuela knocked the ball free. And a tie-up will be called. Chance of ACC starting to erupt here at the Donald L. Tucker Center.
Nice crowd of students here on hand to support the women's basketball team. The Noles zone over there out in full force tonight. And there they are. Take a look at outstanding group of students here at Florida State, making their presence heard here at the Tucker Center.
4th foul on Mariana Valenzuela. She checks out. Timpson also with 4 now, checking in with 2:23 left. It'll be Rashea Kyle going back to work at the free throw line for Florida.
Rashea Kyle nearing double figure scoring. 10 points now, 5 rebounds. Most of the damage for her has come at the free throw line, and she's 6 of 7 from the line.
3rd career double-double for Rashea Kyle came in the Gators' most recent matchup against UNC Asheville. 5 boards away from that. Would need a flurry here in the last 2 minutes. Certainly capable of doing such things, but as it stands right now, Florida State is perfectly content to tick some time off the clock. Jetty looking for some space, and that is quality defense there by the Gators.
That was swarming defense by the Gators. Didn't give the Florida State Seminoles any looks at the rim, and actually unfortunate that the shot clock went off, as I think that Gators might have had numbers as they came down with a rebound.
Rashea Kyle lost the handle.
It was a nice pass from
really was.
All inside. Just a little too hot to handle, though, for Kyle.
10 left for the Noles. Latson unbothered, not in a hurry. Now turning on the afterburners. Come on!
Latson gives them the flex after that one. Freshman now with 31 points. Let's take another look. Just splits the Gator defenders. Kyle kind of shakes her head. Like, what do I have to do? And Omari Gordon hides her face. Might wipe the sweat off a little bit too.
I'll tell you what, Florida State has done a tremendous job of putting the ball on the floor and driving to the basket. They have gotten whatever they have wanted here over the last few minutes. 6 of their last 6. That's a quality kick out to the corner. Correa cashes in from 3. It's going to be too little too late, though, for the Gators, who have really done a good job for most of the night of hanging with the Seminoles, making them work, fighting back. They're just going to run out of time, though.
But you mentioned the Seminoles' ability to put the ball on the floor, and when you look down, points in the paint, if you would have said before the game that the Noles would lead in that category and nearly double up the Gators, 28 points in the paint, and they're getting most of those from perimeter players like Tanaya Latson. They're able to find some dribble penetration lanes to get in.
Howard off the pick and pop, trying to put up the prayer. It'll be a shot clock violation. 29.5 left here in the game. It'll be Merritt to send it in for Florida. The war chant breaking out here at the tuck. Rimdahl operating from the wing. Correa with the kick. Warren has it and swings it back over to Merritt. That'll be the 5th and final against KK Timpson. And that'll bring in Mariana Valenzuela.
Timpson said she didn't want to go out, but I don't think she has an option at this point.
Now, you cannot decline the involuntary trip back to the sideline, I don't think.
But she does
She'll be too worried.
She does get a nice round of applause from the Seminole fans here in attendance tonight. Over 2,500 people that came out to support the Noles and the Gators here tonight.
Tough assignment down low against Florida with all their size and athleticism. She asserted herself incredibly well.
Timpson will finish the night 13 points, 9 rebounds, and those 5 personal fouls. Tanaya Latson will just run out the clock here.
What a massive win for Brooke Wyckoff and the Seminoles, 92-77, the final here at the Donald L. Tucker Center.
Seminoles outscoring the Gators 23-14 in the 4th quarter. The Gators had tied the game midway through the 3rd quarter. Seminoles turned on the Jets when they needed and were able to finish it off.
Wins just taste. They feel better when it's over an in-state foe. Florida State gets to bask in that feeling here this afternoon and tonight.
Head coach Brooke Wyckoff will move to 2-0 against the in-state rival Florida Gators. You remember back to the COVID year, there was only one non-conference game that was played by Florida State Seminoles in Brooke Wyckoff's interim year, and it was a win over the in-state rival Florida Gators. Brooke Wyckoff will continue that run with a big win here tonight. 92-77 Noles.
We talked about the size advantage for the Gators. They also had a depth advantage. Florida State down 2 key contributors to start this game. In the end, it really doesn't matter much. They win by 15 over the Gators. And we'll let this crowd do the talking.